Hello and welcome back to another Too Slow For You review. Today I've got a dual pencil sharpener here from Walmart. ScribbleStuff is the name of the brand. And then we've got the Pen+Gear from Walmart. This is $1. I believe this is $3. But again, I'll try to put prices in the video description. So let's go ahead and start with this more expensive one that comes with the eraser. It's got, I believe, crayon side and pencil side. I go ahead and try to sharpen a pencil on this side. I threw the box away that it came in, or package that it came in, but I'm pretty sure that's for crayons. It does create a nice solid band around there, which we like to see. There's some wiggle room, not too horrible. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So that actually gave a really nice blunt tip. Which would be great for coloring, that kind of stuff. And I'll wait to sharpen the other one to compare to after. So let's go ahead and jump over to the Pen+Gear and we'll do the same thing on that one. Again, I think it's for crayons, but we can try it with pencil. It's not creating as smooth a cuts as you can see. It's not one long band in there. It's lots of little pieces and a ton of wiggle room. And let's take a look. So we do have a nice tip on there, but it does look like it's taken chunks out of the wood. It's hard to pick up on camera. You can kind of see right there, it's not flush. We've got some more there. A big dip there. Really digging into there. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that side's for crayons and this side's for pencils, but it's good to know that you can sharpen that on the other side. And that was Ticonderoga pencil. I grabbed the wrong one. Let's try a Pen+Gear one in there. It almost feels like this pencil sharpens better. And as you can see, it left a nice long piece that time. Oh, and I actually sharpened a bit too much. Tip's still solid, but we'll go with it. So we didn't actually get our blunt tip that we were expecting. We got more of a traditional tip. It's a little curved, a little jagged. That's from all that wiggle room in there that you can move around. So let's go ahead and jump back to this one for just a second and sharpen the Ticonderoga so we can compare the blunt tips across the categories. Okay. That's Pen+Gear, this one, and this one. Pen+Gear. Okay. So here's the two different Ticonderogas. The one on the right is the Scribble, and the one on the left is the Pen+Gear. So the Pen+Gear put a longer blunt tip on than the other one. And then if I go to the Pen+Gear pencils, this long blunt tip is the Pen+Gear one, and the one on the right is the Scribble. So far it looks like the Scribble is doing a little better. So let's go ahead and look at these. They're pretty full, so I'm going to have to go ahead and dump them. This one's just got a little front door. basically have to pull everything out of there once it's full. It doesn't like to fall out. And you get stuff stuck behind there, as you can see. This one, much better. Just pop the top off, throw it in there, and you're good to go. Alright, so back to the pencil side sharpener, or the long point sharpener. We'll take our blunt one from Pen+Gear, and this is the correct one. So same sharpener. It's creating that nice, even trim. And on here, we do have a bit of a jagged point. I think that's from leftover on the blunt tip. I think if I knock that off a little bit, it would sharpen up nice. Let's go ahead and try just a couple small turns. I think I actually broke the lead off. Nope, it's right there. So yeah, that thing puts a dangerously sharp point on it. That's going to break without too much pressure. Yeah, I just broke it right there. But honestly, I'm kind of surprised by the tip that put on. It did leave jagged markings on it, as we can see. It's not a super round point. We'll go ahead and swap over to the Pen+Gear and do the same thing with the Pen+Gear pencil. It's almost like it was made for it. There's very little wiggle room. Looking at here, it gave us a very nice round point. There's a tiny bit of jaggedness on the tip that you can see there, but I don't think it's quite as bad as the other one. Let's go ahead and pull that back up to compare. Yeah. One on the right is a lot more jagged, whereas this one's a lot more cylindrical, which is what we want. Overall, looks like we lost a little more on the Scribblenaught than the Pen+Gear. So we'll go ahead and set those by their respective sharpeners. And I will do the same thing with the Ticonderogas on each real quick. I think this one was the pen, or the Scribblenaught, because it did a more rounded one on the first sharpening. Much less wiggle room. And we broke the lead off. So we will try that again. And we'll try watching the front this time. The thing I don't like about this one is all of that globs up right in the front, so you can't keep an eye on your lead here to see how close it is to the end. Like right there, it's touching. And it broke again. We'll try one more time. And if this doesn't work, we're probably just going to call it for this pencil sharpener. Yeah, so this side is not working well at all. Not on Ticonderoga anyway. So I'm going to call it quits on that one. I couldn't get a nice sharpening edge, or nice sharpen point. Sorry, I've been playing with knives a lot lately. So for the Pen+Gear, I'm going to swap over to the Ticonderoga. It doesn't seem to want to sharpen this one either without a bunch of force in there. Let me take a look and see what's happening. It looks like the top's getting clogged up. Pretty bad. Okay, we got that cleaned out, so we'll put this back on and see if we can get a little bit longer point than that. Nope, that is it. That is all the point you're going to get out of the Pen+Gear. Now that said, I like that point a lot better than that one. But if you're using the Pen+Gear one, it held up in both. Still better luck out of the Pen+Gear pencil sharpener than we had out of the Scribblenauts sharpener. So let me zoom back out. Okay, so out of these two sharpeners, I'm definitely going to have to recommend the Pen+Gear sharpener. This one, it clogs up in the front, stuff gets stuck behind, you can't see where your lead's at when you're trying to sharpen. This one you can't see where your lead's at when you're trying to sharpen either because it's all hidden in here. They're both mainly plastic, just with metal blades and screws. But this one has a nice large container, it's super quick to dump, it's not super fidgety, you're not going to get in trouble. Or your kids won't get in trouble sitting there playing with the lid in class doing that. I do like that this one has an eraser on it, but as far as sharpening goes, I think the Pen+Gear one does a much better job, and it's half the price, a third of the price. So out of these two, I would recommend the Pen+Gear, and if you watch the Stettler video, I would honestly prefer this dollar sharpener to that one as well. So thanks for watching. I'm going to go ahead and end it there, and I will see you all next time.